Did unlock an Easter egg. Well done. You got the prologue. Prologue number 2! Fun fact, there are 3 prologues in this book. You guys have seen 2 of them.
Sweet.
Okay, whatever works.
Yay. Lol, you little psychopath, you. What's something important that happened to you last session?
Well, I didn't die.
You
I
didn't
think
die.
that's,
You actually might
I think that's always important.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Pellinor,
Now, oh my God.
what's something important that happened to you, sir? Jixma?
Is his name Garrick?
Yes.
Yeah, he told me that I'd be leader.
Oh, yeah. That is if current leader died, which unfortunately did not.
I said he passed the torch to you if you pass, or if he passes.
Yes, and to be fair, you are already the sub-squad leader.
Yep,
which
you
is
are
another
the
important
sub-squad
thing
leader.
that
So you are,
happened.
to an extent, I'm still. You are still technically our leader.
Yes.
This is true.
Alrighty. Lastly, old man, what happened important to you, sir?
A couple people noticed a couple of things.
Yeah. Namely that he has certain body parts that just don't seem to move ever.
Like he's in a permanent state of having a stroke.
In any case, to give a brief summary, Galadin was testing out side carry with you guys so that it could be the bridge could be used as a shield. This succeeded. It also fucked over the entire rest of the bridge crews on the run and completely undermined Sadius' assault on the tower. After which he was promptly beaten, strapped to a roof, and left out in a high storm. Good old Teft left him with a sky brome, and Garrick left him with a clear mark to light the way through the storm, as it were. Oh yeah, look at that. We got a nice little top-down view.
And a new monitor. Boom, 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 boom.
Actually, a good view of him.
Yeah.
I love that background. Is that Ultra Ego?
Kakarot!
My name is Vegeta. Gokura. Why can't I say Gokura? God damn it, Vegeta!
Your bridge leader was then commensurately left out in the middle of a high storm with 2 spheres. The high storm passed. You walked outside to see what was for sure a corpse, as he was beaten, bloody, and very, very pale. Ironically, a little bit cleaner than he was left because all the caked blood was washed away. But as Toomey there noticed a few death spren being warded off by little Syl, suddenly the bridge leader opened his eyes and took in a very sharp gasp and proceeded to drop 2 dun spheres immediately after a high storm, which is impossible. So is somebody surviving the whole night in a high storm tied to a roof. So 2 impossibilities. That's neat.
And he just wakes up.
Wakes the fuck up and then proceeds to pass the fuck back out.
I have to set up my camera if you want it. I'm sorry.
Set it up, fucking nerd.
Jesus, I'm doing it.
God. In any case, the last words you guys heard from Taft, who was organizing the removal of Kaladin's not so lifeless body from the roof, was you better be alive because I need some storming answers. Shortly thereafter, a lot of you proceeded to just coat his whole fucking body in knobweed sap that you had in reserves.
I have to ask.
Yep.
Is the word fuck just replaced with storm in this world?
Yeah. There's
so if I ever said, hey, you want to storm, it would mean, hey, you want to fuck?
That's for you to
I
decide,
just have
man.
to make sure that I'm understanding this now as I'm realizing it more.
Storm off.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, it's kind of why I'm like, hey, let's storm.
Well, I'm just saying, if storm
so
means
weird.
fuck, I wonder what hurricane means.
Hurricane's a high storm.
The hate fuck.
There is.
That's a high storm. Hey, I'm gonna high storm that.
I'm pretty sure a hurricane is an
It's
orgy.
pretty accurate
That's just
considering what happened to
that's just
Kaladin.
my guess.
Yeah, no, Kaladin got hurricane.
He got hate fucked. He got hate fucked. Yep.
In any
Who is
case,
this person?
that's Lopin, the one-armed Tordesian.
The new guy.
Oh, okay. I didn't
He's
notice
my-
his icon last time.
He's my gancho. He's all right.
He's the reason Trace
And
now has
he's
an
all
entire
right
spreadsheet of
because
Australian
he
slang
ain't
words.
got no left.
No, he ain't got no arm. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. In any case, you lot proceeded to help out in just completely coating Kaladin's body in knobweed sap so he didn't get massively infected, and wrapped the shit out of him in some bandages. So he kind of looks like a mummy in the very back of the barracks, leaned up against a wall.
I don't leave his side, and I'd like to see about maybe putting a few more chips in his hand.
Alrighty. So it's at this point where everybody's kind of gathered around their very fucked up bridge leader that you look down and Tuft kind of looks over at you all. We got to have somebody keep an eye on him. Don't want Sadius sending in somebody and just to show that
We'll
his
take
judgment.
watches.
Fair enough. All right, I'll take one. You, Garrick. You take one. Anybody else?
I'll take one.
Lowell takes one. Rock takes one. Cool. Otherwise, you guys go about your day. Tonight, you have stone moving duty with the Masons. Eventually, you guys will see Gaz stroll on in and look down at Kaladin, scoff, and then turn around.
I was like, if he comes anywhere near, I'm gonna stand up and just menacing. Kill the fucking gnat. Yeah, I got it. Sweet.
No, yeah, so he looks down at him. Basically, you could surmise he's like, yeah, that dude's gonna fucking die, and then walks the fuck out.
Flip him off when he comes in. Fuck him.
Good. Slide of hand check, please.
Oh
Wow.
no.
That's real close.
Damn it.
Scared the
I saw
cat,
16.
that
I was like, no.
so
Oh.
close.
If only that one was just a little bit rounder. Okay, yeah. Gaz does not notice you with his one eye missing.
Guy.
But in any case, yeah, you get the sense that he's like, yeah, this dude's gonna fucking die regardless. So let him succumb to infection, then walks the fuck out.
Oh shit.
In the meantime, while he is out of commission, you'll see Gaz kind of look around. You, Horn Eater, you're a new bridge leader. Walks the fuck away.
I'm sorry, who just got appointed?
Talking
Rock.
to Rock?
Rock,
Cool.
the ginormous horn eater.
I'm okay with this. I like this man. I respect this man.
You see Rock look around. This thing will not do. We call him Captain. Very good. As Rock will proceed to lead morning training. Shortly thereafter, you guys finish up. And the day is yours.
I'm gonna actually during training, I'm gonna stay in the tent so that way I can keep watch, and then after when someone can swap me, I'll just do my own separate solo training.
Okay. Garrick, as you're watching over, you do shove a few clear chips into good old Cal's hand.
This makes no sense.
I have 23 right now.
Sick.
So
Roll an Arcana check.
what makes no sense by the way, Jake?
Oh
my
shit!
God.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was unmuted.
He's musing
My
to himself.
headset, this whole sound system is all kinds of fucky right now.
Troubleshooting.
Garrick, you see nothing happen for one beat. 2 beats, 3 beats, and suddenly you see him take a very sharp inhale as light literally streams from these spheres into his mouth, and then he proceeds to glow for half a second, and then it dims as he seems to slump again.
Does this seem to be helping him?
Roll a medicine check.
Thankfully. Oh.
Roll one.
Oh, that's funny. The two that I have like a low one, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And this
Natty
one's like,
one.
yeah.
Okay. Peeking beneath some of the bandages, you are seeing what looks like fewer bruises slash scrapes slash
Hmm.
deep cuts as before.
Okay.
You do now have 23 done spheres, however. So
Yep. So I guess what do I move those to at that point?
it's fine.
Just nothing.
Yeah. Well, so you still have them. They're still worth money. You just have to get
Oh,
them out
oh,
reinfused.
oh, I'm gonna put that back up to 25 then because I gave him 2 over the last course, and I thought I had to take those out.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
Actually, just one more. You
Oh, you're
exchanged
right.
one clear mark for
No, you're right.
infused spheres.
I forgot about that.
He's using the Stormlight to heal himself then?
Meta, presumably.
Absorbing it
Ooh.
or eating it.
Who's taking the next watch after me? Out of curiosity.
Taft.
I like this.
I'll inform him to keep an eye, and then I will go over to Toomey. Do you have any knobweed left?
Did I have the knobweed?
I thought you did.
So 3 of the bottles were sold. They're what have been funding your the soup slash medical supplies at night. However, you had one. It is mostly out. You got about that much left. It was mostly used on Kaladin and is a ton of wounds.
Want to make sure that that's actually where it was used. That being said, he seems to trust you. I will too. Take these, and I hand you my pouch of spheres. Exchange one to get their Stormlight renewed.
Why me?
Because he trusts you. And I'll just gesture over to him, and then I'm going to go do my solo training.
To me.
I
Roll a
gesture to
perception check,
Kaladin
by
for
the
the
way.
record.
As as you're talking to Garrick,
Oh, no.
you see a tiny little steam, like ball of steam that seems to be kind of flying around his face.
That's fitting. Where do I go to exchange these?
There's a couple shops.
Is it in camp?
Yeah. Well, so just outside, basically to the south, there's a. You guys are in kind of like a sub crater within the crater, so you're at the lowest point of the war camps. If you climb up, basically this road right over here, then it pops you into the marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go down the line here. Garrick, you start your training. Luis, what are you up to?
I am gonna go have a conversation with my new buddy. I need to know how he got here. I need to know if he got in as much trouble as I did.
Alrighty. You head over to One-Armed Lopin. Oh, hi, Gancho. How you doing?
Hi, Gancho. What brings you to these parts?
Oh, well, it was whole house and 5 other people were there, and I was fighting, sure, but, then got thrown in here. Decided it was a fun thing, so I went to the bridge cruise.
What? Well, whole houses. Those are a heap of fun.
Yeah,
Pissed up, were you?
yeah. Figured that my cousin would get me out of it, but guess not so much.
Who's
By the way, you are aware that Herdasians pretty much call
everybody cousin.
every other
every
Herdasian.
other Herdasian cousin. Yeah. We went over this
Yeah.
part. I have that down. I'm also. I sent you over that list of slang, so we're gonna get in here.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Goncho, I might as well ask, what got your mitt over there turned into polvo?
Oh, dear God.
I think I got it.
excuse me while I go through a fucking list.
Yep, it's almost all the way at the bottom.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
It
Yes,
is
we can.
It is
You're good.
quite the list.
Yes, it is quite the list.
Gonna control F his way through this
I can hear you,
conversation.
Jake.
Yeah.
Awesome. I figured it
can't-
out, and I don't know how I did, but
Can't
got
wait
it.
for people to start getting some of this list.
So your what is Polvo?
Your
Actually looks
mitt.
like a good
I'm gonna
setup.
add that one.
Copy. Oh, well, I was born like that, you know. Mom always said that it was taken off by crocodiles, but I guess not.
Oh, I thought it was another white spine got another good cousin.
Ah, fucking white spines.
Hate the bloody suckers.
Yeah,
I'm out here trying to get one when I get out of here.
yeah. Good. Get rid of them. Fuckers.
Fucker got me, brother.
Ah, that fucking sucks. Sorry to hear that, mate.
It's okay. I'm gonna get him.
Ah, right,
Speaking of-
Penditos.
Oh, I right Benitos, those ones. Now, just so you know, it's gonna take you about 4 runs to get you one of these. Now they aren't the same spot as this home, but we'll get you one right now, cousin.
All right,
All
I
right,
got
all
it.
right.
Got it working.
Good. You guys hear Ferrix from the background just gotta work it. We're good.
Fingers still don't move, but it's fine.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, righto. Well, love it.
Yeah, baby.
Came in louder than I thought it was going to.
That sounds like Marshall.
That is Charlie.
I genuinely figured you'd watch Moist Critical, Brandon.
Nope.
Seems like the type.
Is it
Uh,
real or is it
Oh,
animated?
you'd love Moist. Moist is hilarious.
Yes.
Go on YouTube and find him.
But in any case, Lopin gives you a salute as if you are actually in the military, which is still a bit odd. And you go about your day.
Me?
Lil, what do?
Okay, so I'm assuming that there is no chance that I'm gonna find anything to read around here, right?
Well, there's a lot of names in the sand.
There are a lot of names in the sand.
So what I'm looking for
Yeah.
specifically is after seeing Kaladin's dance that he did,
Licata.
I want to try and recreate that,
No.
but I don't like I wanted to find like some sort of text that would have a guide as opposed to doing it from memory.
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay. Yes.
You're looking around. You're like, man, let me find somebody who has some books to read. Maybe not.
Oh man,
Don't think
the
there's going to be any
second
books
I
around.
see this Scribbly going nuts, I'm gonna
And then-
lose my shit.
Your eyes fall on to Garrick. And you're like, damn, Kata's are military training. That motherfucker probably knows a few.
Teach me.
Just walks up.
Yeah.
Garrick, you see the tall, bald man walk up and just say, teach me.
Terrifying.
Garrick.
Sorry, I was paying attention.
Lowell walks up to you, his tall, intimidating frame,
I didn't
looks
think
down at
anyone
you,
would
and
find
just
me that
says,
soon.
teach me.
Also, Marshall, I just tried signing in, so you'll probably get a two-step
If
verification.
You don't have to sign it on mine.
No?
Yeah, remember we could all have our separate ones now.
Oh, that's true, because of...
Yeah.
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 But
No.
regardless.
I still use yours.
Got a bootleg for years.
I'll kind of just look at you kind of questioningly, like,
You see him just cock his head.
The dance. Teach me the dance. You know, the one that Kaladin did. Teach me.
Do I know any? I know,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Like, given what he did was like,
His was advanced.
yeah. But
I
yeah,
know basic.
a decent amount of the basics. They're primarily used to loosen up your muscles and get you ready
Would
for
I get in
more
trouble
intense
if I
training.
did this kind of training here?
Not if you didn't have a spear, probably.
So if I used like a stick,
uh, you might want to do it like open-handed.
fair enough.
No. Grab a stick.
No.
No guards will find this threatening.
No.
Oh,
I mean, like,
Scene
man.
from Mulan.
how bad is the punishment that we're talking about
I mean, at this
here?
point, I feel like most of my exercises that I would do solo would be kata, right? Is what they're called, right?
Kata. Yeah. There, spear
So-
thrusts, movements, twirls.
So I'll just kind of signal you to join me, and then I'll move little by little and show you the motions.
Alrighty. Performance check with advantage, please.
Guys, I have there's one good thing that comes to this, and that's that I have advantage. Otherwise, oh boy.
Okay.
Boy, oh
it is
boy, oh
a
boy.
competent instruction there, Lol. You definitely get the basics of what's going on.
It would help if I spoke, but
All right, then I'll try and duplicate that.
Alrighty. Performance with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. Your body flows lively as your years of prior training certainly help with the basic theory, but actually being able to go through these specific spear thrusts is slightly new. But you do a competent job at replicating a basic kata.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Keeping that in the books.
Jake looks
Power
like he's busy.
friendship.
Pellinar is
here.
busy. Oh, he is. Pellinar,
I'm here.
what do?
Yes. What do? Sorry, I will admit that I was a little zoned out trying to log in my stuff. I
Kaladin
basically
is
recreate
in the
my
corner,
character.
out of commission for seemingly a decent amount of time. What do?
Right. So
Kiss him.
this has given me a new resolve, and I am determined to get us the hell out of here.
Okie
So I'm just kind of like contemplative, deep in thought, which is very different for me.
dokie. You see the normally very jolly physical individual of Pellinar sitting there, hand on knee, just intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Okay.
Look at that. He's got himself some
Dice
dice.
and Dice Tower.
Dice-o.
I gotta basically recreate my character.
Wow,
God.
Marshall. So rude.
Let's
I
see.
could shoot him over his actual shiznit too.
Oh, let's see. Reroll there. That was a bad one. I mean, like it fell
Cocked.
off and
Oh
shit.
my god, is that a puppy?
11,
Full
and
knocks.
my
Oh my
intel's
god.
got a -1 to my intel.
The little puppy.
He's a cute pupper.
Brenny's is like a mini Trace's puppy.
Yeah,
He's just a baby.
you
Just
little
the-
boy.
Just the babies.
Little guy.
He'll be 8 next week.
So what's your total roll?
What?
Sorry.
My
Eight
total roll
years?
is 11, and I have
Oh
-1,
my.
so 10.
Oh boy.
You're deep in your contemplation,
It's an old man.
and man, you're thinking,
Baby boy.
and you're thinking, and you come to the conclusion that any direct attempt to escape would probably elicit the guards stabbing you all. Going through the shattered plains down in the slot canyons would probably result in you all turning into a blood smoothie. So
Yum.
those two options are out.
Oh. Alright.
That's what
I
you-
vote blood smoothie.
All right. Raphael, what are you up to in this time of trepidation?
I'm observing what everyone else is doing.
Okay.
Just kind of like fixating my eyes on each different person who I originally arrived here with, and I'm just seeing if they've changed at all during the time here.
The one thing that you've distinctly noticed with just all members of Bridge 4 is that before most presented a very dour, depressed outlook on life, it seems that the stew and somebody to put your hope in has largely brought many of these individuals out of their defense mechanisms, as it were. So things are overall looking like they're trending upwards.
And I can put two and two together that it's mainly due to Kaladin's kind of like change in attitude.
Presumably.
And he's just chilling back over there, just mummified, right?
Yeah, he's a mummy in the corner, just
I'm
dead to the
gonna,
world at the moment.
I'm gonna slowly, kind of leisurely make my way over there.
Shake him in the chest.
Poke him in his eye hole.
Oh God.
And I'm gonna go over that way. And then just kind of like take a seat and then kind of just look at him. I'm not gonna say anything because he's obviously resting right now, but I'm just gonna observe quietly.
Alrighty.
Do I also see the little spring things?
You do not normally. Roll an Arcana check. What you are sensing as you're kind of really looking close to this situation is that there is something that feels almost like it's like there's heavier air in an area that is fighting off a bunch of sections of smaller, also heavy air.
And is that coming from Kaladin?
Yeah, it's currently on his what looks like leg, and there are all these little like smaller bits that are kind of crawling up it, and this little figure seems to be batting them away, essentially.
I'm gonna kind of just like lean a little closer and just kind of like, It's very odd.
You see Taft look up at you. Why are you looking at his crotch, lad?
Oh, don't mind me, just observing. I'm gonna go straight back to looking.
Oh my
Do you need me to move over at all? By all means, if you'd like to. I don't mean to encroach, you know.
God.
No.
Gonna kind of like sidestep a little bit to give him room.
You see him just
Continue to observe. Just like the full like head tilt, like fully invested in this, by the way. Just like
yeah. All right. You are focused. Toomey, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go exchange the
All right.
marks.
You find yourself a Stormlight broker who will swap out the marks for you. So you come back with 23 infused clear mark.
Can I do mine as well? Do mine need to be done?
Yours.
Oop.
How many do you have?
25.
Well, I got a natural 20 on that, so no, you do not.
Sweet.
Dope.
And then I'll
Alright.
bring them back to Garrick. I don't know what the plan was here. I'll bring them back to Garrick, and then I want to go just peek in on Kaladin and see if I can still see Syl. The word eye hole is now banned. Sorry, I just saw that.
So did I.
Where's this?
In the chat.
Which chat?
On
The
roll
rolling
20.
chat.
Oh, the word eye hole.
I want to see if Syl is still around him or if she's
Oh God, yeah.
nearby at all. Okay.
She is. You again. You very clearly see what Raphael is like eyeing very hard at the
Lurching.
moment.
just completely
Syl
lurched
doing?
over, just like goblins.
You see Syl with what looks like a shard blade, which is only recognizable because shard blades are like as big as the person wielding them, technically. And she, in her tiny little form, is fighting off these black spren that look like they have like tiny little sinuous teeth and these legs that are crawling up Kaladin's leg.
Dope.
You recognize these as death spren.
Do I still have my spren on my hand?
Yeah, he's chilling. Looks like a little black spot.
Can I ask him if he'll go help her fight the Death Spren?
Roll an Arcana check.
Yumi's about to be playing Pokemon over here.
Okay. Interesting. Okie dokie. Your your little figure. Strangely enough, you feel a connection deepen between the two of you, as you will see the little inky black sprin pop off from your finger, skitter up Kaladin's leg, and you will see these. The more masculine figure of them suddenly appear with a sword and begin also fighting them off.
That's dope.
I really wish I could see this.
Mm-hmm. You do suddenly notice that there's another figure that comes up to his other leg. You're like, oh my
Feel a
god!
disturbance in the force.
Does
roll-
Phil react at all?
Um,
I don't even think I've seen my
No.
sprint yet.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
pretty sure you failed every Arcana check.
no, they look like tiny little peaks in whatever rocky surface he's next to.
Dope.
Yeah, I was the last one because I suck.
Oh, you were the last one? Oh,
You had to
okay.
give me an extra try so I could.
Actually, I think that the dead last was Pelinar.
Probably.
um,
I mean, he only has one eye.
I'll
He
just sit
only
on my
has
bed and watch
half
the battle.
okay, you are wrapped in this battle here that is going on. Uh, Okay. Could I get Toomey and weirdly enough, Varix to roll Arcana checks, please?
Yay! I love it when I'm involved. You said Arcana check?
Yeah.
Can you pick something else?
No.
Okay.
Poop.
Hey, it's not terrible.
Of course it is. Wow. Alrighty, Varix, you will suddenly feel a connection snap into place again as the whole party once again links. You
Like we all like fall over.
We're getting
go to
really good at blacking out.
Yeah, you black the fuck out.
We,
Should I
we
land
all
on
do.
Paladin?
right on his
I was
junk. Where
Right,
you
right in the
junk
crotch.
that you were
Yeah.
scared at.
Yeah, just-
Yep. Kidding.
In any case, you all will suddenly see the tall figure of Dalinar Kolin sat in a chair. His graying temples, his very intense look. Once again, he's an interesting individual to look at because he's not somebody that you would traditionally call handsome. He looks more like a force of nature, as it were, as if his face was a storm wall, really. But you also sense a strange conflict kind of piercing from him constantly. As you will see, well, rather hear a high storm passing, presumably the prior one that happened the night before. As you do, you see Dalinar in his private chambers go into something of a fit as he kind of starts to shake, and you suddenly see him start performing motions and movements. As this happens, you kind of push deeper into his psyche, and you will see an interesting sight. You'll see Dalinar in his normal body, dressed in what looked like really, really old-fashioned, like ancient looking clothes. They look brand new, but just like burlap sack type thing, you know. Um, looks like they're in a bit of a mud hut, and there is a mother and daughter also with. Uh, you will hear a bit of panic going on as there's something scraping at the door. You'll see what looks like a constantly fluctuating black arm, leg, tendril of some kind piercing around the corner of the wooden door and starting to pull plank after plank off. It's at this point that you'll see Dalinar, who is being called a completely different name by the mother and daughter, grab a fire poker, which appears to be made of pretty archaic iron, and proceed to start fighting off this strange, sinuous black creature, which looks very similar to the Death Spren to me. As he does, you'll see just sprays of black viscera blasting left and right as he starts taking the mother and daughter with him out of the house. There are more and more that seem to swarm over the house, and a few that break off towards him. As he becomes cornered, you will see him fighting off as many as he can as he takes wound after wound after wound. And then suddenly you'll hear as two figures in resplendent, almost pulsing, living shard plate armor land beside, as they will proceed to summon shard blades and sweep through the entirety of the black creatures who are fighting. At the end, you'll see one of the figures take off his helmet. You'll see very dark skin, looks Azish in your eyes, but you're sure that it was something very different for how old this must have been, as it was pre-recreance, presumably during one of the desolations. As the figure will look down and speak to Dalinar and say, "A man with your fighting skills is always needed at Urithiru. If you want to try to join the Radiance, find us there. You are welcome." As they will go off towards the nearby village to purge the rest of those black creatures. By the way, these Knights Radiant fell from the sky and crashed down into the forest.
To join the what did you say?
Knights Radiant in Urithiru.
What was the name that they were calling him if it wasn't Dalinar?
It's not that relevant.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, you're good.
Gimme.
I could find it for you, but
Just making
it'll
sure.
take a bit. Yeah. In any case, it's at this point that you will suddenly be looking back at Dalinar, who had been seemingly acting out each of his strikes and motions, as you see a very concerned-looking Adolin in the corner, just trying to keep his father from hurting himself in these visions. As the high storm passes and the visions come to an end.
Nice.
As they do, you all come back to consciousness. It's been about 10 minutes. Raphael,
Raphael's
you
just
were
drooling in his crotch.
you were moved by Teft once you collapsed into Gavin's crotch.
Just kind of, oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Might have lost my balance just a bit.
Zoned too hard.
I'll just give him a wink.
You're a strange folk.
Boy, cousin, do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Yeah, do you right, Gord? What the hell are you talking about?
That they're Rudo. They're buzzing.
Hell no.
Boy, how pissed did we get? First I'm falling over all over you, and now these bloody Rudos ringing in my ears.
You're bloody voodoo.
Not one to say this normally, but you're a bit of an odd fellow, aren't you? As he pats you on the shoulder and then leaves.
There we go. I was just making sure my new character sheet came through on the tabletop.
All right. Alrighty. To me, you continue to watch your little battle go on. Varix, what do?
Right now that we just woke up?
Oh yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna go up to Palinor.
Okay. He is deep in thought.
Yes.
and
Still
I'm
be
gonna,
thinking mad thoughts.
I'm gonna poke him.
Ah, oh, yes. Hello, sir.
You look like you might need some help.
Truth be told, I certainly wouldn't reject a little bit of it.
What can me and my luscious eyebrows do for you?
Yes, you have very nice eyebrows.
Thanks.
Since we've been here, I was banking on the idea that if we kept our heads down, did our job right, and completed all these bridge runs like we're supposed to be doing, that eventually we'd be able to get out of here.
Isn't that what we're working towards?
That's the goal, yes. But at this point, I'm not sure if that's a tangible idea. After what's happened, I think we need to get out of here. We need to find a way.
We could trip the rest while we run.
Preferably one where we all make it out.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You were thinking hard.
Even
I thought
better
I'd
if-
think hard.
Even better if no one has to die in the process.
No death. You're gonna have to help me because some of my body parts don't work.
I mean, I'd like it if we could make sure that no one dies. Guards or our friends. But if that's the only way, and as long as we can all survive, I'm willing to take that risk.
The guards kind of suck. We can live with that then.
They do suck, but they're living too. And I'd like to think that they can change for the better.
You haven't been whipped yet.
You fit what you need to fit. Good job, buddy.
Yeah,
man.
you do, Jake.
That's right.
Let me tell you, there are two motherfuckers here that seem to fit the bill for exactly what their psychological analysis put out. He's one of them.
That's what I'm going for.
Oh, Jesus.
Guess we're gonna ponder together.
Okay, you ponder together. Throw in an intelligence check there, Mr. Eric's. Let's see if you ponder something better. Ooh,
No.
man,
You gotta ponder better than me.
Yeah, you.
Well,
Nope, I guess never mind.
Nope.
we're
this
dumb.
Is two -1 intelligence people trying to be smart.
My God,
Oh, God.
it's Dumb and Dumber.
But what if we
Our pets'
tamed?
heads are falling off.
What if we tamed a chasm fiend and used it to ride our way out?
Man, that sounds like a great idea, man.
You just show no fear.
You're so brave, man.
You just walk right up to it. You say sit, and it will sit.
You have to have authority behind your voice.
You're so scary, bro. You kind of freaked me out right there.
It's
Little-
just a big puppy.
The last sounds that they hear are 4 trumpeting voices overlapping as they get eaten.
God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
I was dumb enough to think I could help.
In any
Gotta
case,
peep themes.
Garrick, you got yourself some infused fears. What do?
Oh.
You muted.
Whoopsies.
have to get used to that. Am I still near Lowell when that happened? That whole dream sequence thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys collapsed right next to each other as you were going through counter.
So knowing that, uh, can I assume that he also went unconscious under the same circumstances?
Considering that you woke up at the same time and were both on the ground.
Have you had the other ones?
What other ones?
The visions.
These two are having the most cryptic
Well,
conversation.
you're telling me that you're having those visions too?
So you have.
Yeah. I told Luis about the last time we had it. I
Nobody
think he
listens
might
to
have.
Luis.
I
I
wonder
think
how
he might
many
have had it as
others.
well.
If loot. The one about Paladin. I confronted him to see if it was true, and the reaction he gave me says very much so.
So these are visions of past?
I have to assume.
Are they visions of the future as well, or only the past?
I assume Kaladin was too young in almost all of the visions we've seen him, so we'd have to assume all past, right?
You've seen one vision with Kaladin, and it was as a very young boy.
I was the one of Kaladin at the very least. No, we saw one of him leading a charge towards a shard bearer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, younger. Like Kaladin looks like at this point he's in his like very early mid-20s.
Is it like progressively, has he gotten progressively older, or is it just all over the place?
So far in both the visions you've had.
It's kind
Has
of.
Dalinar
Wait, so he's gotten
been
progressively
the
older in
same
both
age, right? Or
visions?
has he been older, younger?
No, Dalinar's been largely the same age so far.
We got the one we aren't completely 100% sure of, I think, and why we're all questioning it is because I think he was fully suited up when he went to charge on the shard bearer, so we could distinct an age.
Mm.
So yeah, Kaladin has had two. One is when he was young with his father, the surgeon, and then the other one was when he was a squad leader, and he charged the Shredbear with
And those
his
were both when he was younger.
team. Yeah, presumably both younger.
A teenager, yeah, that's right.
He was about
Right at the
19 at the
time.
time.
Damn,
at
all my
least that's what
notes are
Sin thought.
gone. What the fuck?
And then there was Dalinar, who you've
All
had
baby
two
right here.
visions of. One was on the Great Shell Hunt with the king in Sadius, where he ended up saving the king's life, and you really saw the Blackthorn in action. And then the other one was the vision you just had of him. Oh, there was a middle one. There was that one. There was one where he was using his shard plate and a ginormous warhammer to dig ditches for latrines because he was having a midlife crisis.
Yep.
After which he talked to Navani, the mother of the current king and the widow of Dalinar's brother, about abdicating his high princedom to Adolin due to the visions. And then you just had the most recent one where he was in the midst of one of those visions.
Question, Trace. Session 0, where we all played out the different people on like the long hallway or whatever we were in.
None of us
Was
had that.
yeah, that wasn't a vision. That was
Nope.
just a totally separate event.
Yep, that was for you guys.
That was just for player knowledge.
Just making sure.
Fucking lived.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
that was you guys figuring out that shard blade will kill you in a single swipe.
That's depressing.
Evan went bye bye
this
real
is
fast.
I did a sick flip.
And
I
landed
Sick
head
kick
first.
flip.
invented parkour.
I remember it all so vividly. The
I
death.
was there.
I did the
Luis, roll a
first ever
perception check.
kickflip. And by kickflip, I mean he kicked and I flipped.
Yes. Luis, perception check, please. and he's down with the cat.
Hey, Luis!
Hey, Louise.
Oi.
Perception check.
Okay.
Fucking do it, dude.
Do that. I can do that. I can do this thing. Probably not though. Maybe.
We'll see.
Did that? Oh, I don't have the driver installed on this computer yet. I'll do that.
No.
I rolled a 15.
15? Okay. Yeah. The microwave noises are coming from the strange pattern that is on your pants at the
The
moment.
microwave noises.
Mm,
So after confirming the visions with you, though, I'll kind of. What do you know of? Oh, God damn it! What was it called? The Way of Kings.
the Way of Kings is the book. Yes.
What do you know of the book Way of Kings? You
Roll
can read,
a
right?
history check with advantage.
You're still talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know shit.
No,
You
no
don't
shit.
know shit.
I've
One of my
read
big
many
notes
books.
for you is can read.
I've read many books, but not that one.
It's an old fucking book.
Fair.
Cool. All right.
You can read.
Well,
I can
As-
read.
as you guys go through your stone moving duty with the stonemasons for the day, not too much happens. You do your evening training. Rock leads it. Pelinar is the Girl Scout. um, as you guys go about this final training, you're noticing that you are hardly even-winded. Everybody take a +1 to your strength.
Yes.
All right, you guys are gonna have to tell me how to do that.
You
Uh,
click
go
on
to
the
your-
strength button
you-
and
yep.
click the other modifier button, up 1.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I am strong.
Yes, I have +4 now because I'm awesome. Yeah.
It's same. Yo, same, dude.
I
plus
got
4
muscles. I got muscles, dude. Look at
We're-
look at
we're-
my
we're
I'm still
physique.
+0, but
Oh, yeah.
we're getting there.
Hell yeah.
These children.
Next time you
think
level up,
they're
it'll be a
small.
+1. Next
Same
time you
here.
get that nice sweet
It's
strength.
okay. My dancing will be okay though.
You guys see Pelinar doing log flips in the background.
I'm sorry, what the fuck, dude?
Meanwhile, Luis is staring at his
Excuse
pants.
me, sir. Let me just go ahead. Cries in +8.
Hey, Pelinar, roll an athletics check.
Oh, my back.
Oh god, athletics check. Athletics, where did
It's
you
gonna fucking blow mine out of the water.
Natural 1 and he trips and falls.
Oh, come on. What did it come through? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
You
like,
are
oh, that looks like
one man.
fun. Whew, that was a lot of hard work. God damn it. The 2 Alethi. That's fun.
We're a fun
This
group.
what's funny is that that's actually within the cultural tradition. You guys are very into competition.
Yep.
Louis. But in any case, no bridge run today. You all find your way.
We've heard
to
that
sleep.
before.
Yeah. You all find your way to sleep. Kaladin is in the corner, just softly
Over-
groaning.
Overnight, I'll take first watch.
Before I go to sleep, can
Is
I,
Milo-
can I try and figure out what is going on with my crazy pattern on my pants? Because it is buzzing like a bee constantly.
Roll an Arcana check.
All right, here's Arcana. Yeah, this is like my tinnitus for real, and it's coming from my pants.
Okay. You you suddenly feel as if you should really say a sentence here.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be the wildest thing I think I've. Okay. I'm gonna do this with some gusto. So I'm gonna flick my iron.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna see some kind of sparks light up my face, and I'm gonna go. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination, and flick the sparker again.
Everybody else, you're like, well, that was weird. You see, actually, roll perception checks. Everybody, except for, well, no, everybody.
Percepciones. Bloop.
I'm focused on what I'm doing.
Okay.
I attempt to pay attention. I'm like,
Lowell Pelinar, you guys will distinctly notice a very interesting facial expression across Tef's face as these words are spoken. But in any case, the rest of the room, you guys are like, that was weird. Her Daisian's being weird. Whatever. Luis,
Far for the course.
you feel something snap into place. You're like, oh shit.
Now I'm
As
concerned because this is on my pants. What? Explain.
imagine more of like damn, I just found some sort of religion and it's weird type of snapping into place.
I
but in
believe,
any
I
case,
believe, I believe.
you hear the go from that to what questions do you have?
Let's start with who are you?
Congratulations, this is slightly too hard.
Can't talk that much.
Don't remember.
Well,
Some
where did
called
you come from?
me puzzle? Don't know. Mm,
Well, what do
No.
I call you?
no. I know this. You see him kind of skitter up closer to you, right on your shoulder. You see the shifting patterns. Rogo. ROGO. Oh shit.
Oi, Rogo. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. What, I can. Does anyone else know you're here, or am I going a bit mad?
Think that the red-haired ones can see.
I'm
Not
gonna
that.
like.
Not the young one.
I'm gonna like slowly like kind of like duck my head and just kind of like peer around the room to see if anybody's watching me.
To me, roll a perception check.
Nope.
Nope.
Right, oh, and so what what are you here for? I ain't never seen you around.
Don't know. Came here for a reason. Don't remember reason.
Well,
Wow. Hell yeah.
right, oh, Groucho, we've all come here for a reason. Not all of them good. I'm just trying to figure out if you're my Groucho or if you're just another bloody rose I haven't seen.
If you want me to be this gancho you speak of, it is acceptable.
Right out, and I'm gonna like hold my fist out for a little knuckle bump with the swirl.
You You bump the swirl.
Yeah. So you all real. Not
Yes, very
a
real.
bloody girl like you are. Oh,
Hey,
I know.
hey, Concho. I like that word.
Mm. In any case, after this weird display and the other Herdasian talking to himself just weirdly in the corner and then bumping his own shoulder, you all will find your way to a nice little rest. Arcana checks. Everybody.
-1, baby. Yeah.
Fuck
Me
yeah.
too. Negative
God,
50s.
I'm so Arcana y.
There we go. That's the first. That's the second at 20 of the night, baby.
Oh man.
There you go, I balanced it out.
Oh man.
Good job, Brittany. Thanks for
I
giving us
get
our
the feeling-
20th natural one.
I get the
I'll
feeling
do
that
what I
Brandon and
can.
I are going to be martial as fuck this whole campaign.
Did Jake go all black for everybody?
He did.
yeah. I was entering sensitive information.
Oh,
Very sensitive.
so
Jake,
sensitive.
Also, what do you mean, martial as fuck? Oh, wait, back, wait, what?
Jake, why'd you turn your camera? Just because you're putting your balls on the table, Jake.
If by balls you mean credit card.
That's ballsy.
That's fair. In any case, as you all go to sleep, Garrick, you will suddenly feel your consciousness expand between you, Kaladin, and the rest of the group here. As
Oh, I don't like that.
a strange bond appears before you all. You are seeing through Kaladin's eyes as the group of people walk inside the barrack as he is strapped there. You'll see him look over.
Oh god, this has got to be so weird because I see my own body. That means
No, this is well, you see yourself walking into the barrack, but this
Okay.
was
oh, it's a memory.
as you look out, you see the high storm approaching.
Oh, I'm witnessing what happened during the high storm.
Oh yeah. So is
That's right.
everybody
I
else.
was one of the last people.
In any case, the door to the barrack shuts. Kaladin fingered the smooth glass spheres he had clutched in each hand. The sky darkened, and not just because the sun was setting. Blackness gathered. The high storm was coming. Syl walked up the side of the wall and sat down on it, looking at him with her tiny face somber. You told them you'd survive. What happens if you don't? You feel Kaladin's head pounding with his pulse as just wave after wave of pain goes through him. You kind of hear him let out a soft chuckle. My mother would have cringed if she knew how quickly the other soldiers got me to gamble.
Range.
First night in Amaram's army, they had me playing for spheres. Kaladin? Sorry. You feel Kaladin kind of rock his head from side to side. What you said, it reminded me of that night. There's a term in gambling, you see. In for all, they say. It's when you put all your money in on one bet. I don't understand. I'm putting it all on the long bet. You hear Kaladin whisper. If I die, then they'll come out, shake their heads, and tell themselves that they knew it would happen. But if I live, they'll remember it, and it'll give them hope. They might see it as a miracle. Do you want to be a miracle? No. But for them, I will be. It was a desperate, foolish hope. The eastern horizon, inverted in his sight as he hung upside down, was growing darker. From his perspective, the storm was like a shadow of some enormous beast lumbering across the ground. He felt a disturbing fuzziness of a person who had been hit too hard in the head. Concussion, that was what it was called. He was having trouble thinking, but didn't want to fall unconscious. He wanted to stare at the high storm straight on, even though it terrified him. He felt the same panic as he looked down into that black chasm back when he'd nearly killed himself. It was the fear of what he could not see, what he could not know. The storm wall approached. the visible curtain of rain and wind, the advent of a high storm. It was a massive wave of water, dirt, and rocks, hundreds of feet high, thousands upon thousands of wind springs zipping through it. In battle, he had been able to fight his way to safety with skill and spear. When he'd stepped on the edge of that chasm, he had a line of retreat. Now this time there was nothing. No way to fight or avoid that black beast, that shadow spanning the entirety of the horizon, plunging the world into an early night. The eastern edge of the crater made the war camp. The eastern edge of the crater that made the war camp had been worn away. Bridge 4's barrack was the first in its row, and there was nothing between him and the plains, nothing between him and the storm. Staring at that raging, blustering, churning wave of wind-pushed water and debris, Kaladin felt as if he were watching the end of the world descending upon him. He took a deep breath, the pain of his ribs forgotten, as the storm wall crossed the lumber yard and in a flash slammed into him. The force of the storm wall nearly knocked him unconscious, but the sudden chill of it shocked him lucid. For a moment, Kaladin couldn't feel anything but that coldness. He was pressed against the side of the barrack by an extended blast of water. Rocks and bits of branch crashed against the stone around him. He was already too numb to tell how many slashed or beat against his skin. He bore it, dazed, eyes pressed shut, and breath held. When the storm wall passed, chasing onwards, the next blast of wind came in from the side. The air was swirling and gusting from all directions now. The wind flung him sideways, his back scraping against stone and up the air. The wind stabilized, blowing out into the east again. Kaladin hung in the darkness, his feet yanked against that rope. In a panic, he realized that he was now flapping in the wind like a kite, tied to the barrack's slanted roof. Only that rope kept him from being blown along with all the other debris. To be tumbled and tossed before the storm across the entirety of Rishar. For a few heartbeats, he could not think. He could only feel panic and the cold. One boiling out of his chest, the other trying to freeze the front of his skin inwards. He screamed, clutching a single sphere as if it was a lifeline. The scream was a mistake, as it let in the cold, coursing into his mouth, like a spirit forcing its arm down his throat. The wind was like a maelstrom, chaotic, moving in different directions. One buffet ripped him, and then passed. He fell onto the roof of the barrack with a thud. Almost immediately, the terrible winds tried to lift him again, pounding his skin with waves of icy water. Thunder crashed, and in a heartbeat of the heartbeat of the beast that had swallowed him, lightning split the darkness like white teeth in the night. The wind was so loud that it nearly drowned out the thunder, howling and moaning. "Grab the roof, Kaladin!" Syl's voice was soft and small. How could he even hear it at all? Numbly, he realized that he was laying face down on a slanted roof. He did what Syl said, grabbing the lip of the roof with his cold, slick fingers. Then, laying face down, he began tucking between his arms, still had the spheres in his hand, pressed against the stone rooftop. His fingers started to slip, and the wind blowing so hard that it shoved him towards the back of the slanted rooftop. If he let go, he would end up dangling in the air again. His rope tether was not long enough for him to get to the other side of the shallow peaked rooftop where he'd be sheltered. A boulder hit the roof beside him. He couldn't hear its impact or see the tempest in darkness, but he could feel the building vibration. The boulder rolled forward and crashed down onto the ground. The entire storm didn't have that much force, but occasional gusts could pick up and toss large objects, hurling them hundreds of feet. His fingers slipped further as he pulled down the rope and eventually grabbed onto the steel ring. Each moment was a struggle. The wind yanked him, then hurled him right. He didn't know how long it had lasted. Time had no meaning in this place of fury and tumult. His numbed, battered mind seemed to think that he was in a nightmare. A terrible dream inside his head, full of black living winds, screaming air, bright white flashes of lightning, revealing terrible twisted worlds of chaos and terror. The very building seemed to be blown sideways as the entire world turned askew. Then something interesting happened. As he slammed down into the barrack, his vision flashed with sparkling lights and melded together shortly thereafter, following like blackness. Kaladin blinked, and all was still. The storm was quiet, and everything was purely dark. The first thought that came to his head was, I'm dead. But then why could he feel the wet stone rooftop beneath him? He shook his head, dripping rainwater down his face. There was no lightning, no wind, no rain. The silence was unnatural. He stumbled to his feet and managed to stand on the edge of the gently sloping roof. The stone was slick beneath his toes. He couldn't feel his wounds, and the pain wasn't there. He opened his mouth and called out into the darkness, but found himself hesitating. That silence was not to be broken. The air itself seemed to weigh less as he did. He almost felt as if he could float away. In the darkness, an enormous face appeared in front of his. A face of blackness, yet faintly traced in the dark. It was wide. The breadth of a massive thunderhead and extending far to each side. Yet somehow still all of it was visible to Kaladin, inhuman and smiling. Kaladin felt a deep chill, the rolling prickle of ice scurrying down his spine and through his entire body. The sphere suddenly burst to light, as in his hand, flaring with a sapphire glow. The illuminated stone roof beneath him was lacerated. He looked down at himself, shocked, then looked up at the face. It was gone, and there was only darkness, as Kaladin's pain returned, and he fell to his knees, the vision gone. It's at that point the next morning that you wake up.
Oh, wake up! Whoa, wake up! Wait, so does that mean I fell asleep during my watch?
You fell asleep for a time.
Okay. When I woke up, everything was okay?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. After that, I'm not going back to bed. Exhaustion be damned.
Okay.
Do we have any spare time before we are supposed to head out this morning?
It depends on how early you want to wake up. Presumably, you're going to be dragged to training at 6 a.m.
Well, Luis has been pondering something, so he would like to go and find somebody to charge the light in his chips.
Oh, speaking of which, overnight I would have gradually given up half the chips to Kaladin.
Okay.
So,
much like the others, you will see him kind of have no reaction at first, and then eventually, in a very sharp inhale, take in all the light in them.
Just to be sure, did we all have this dream, or was it just Garrick?
Everybody.
Okay.
He was the
And
connection
about
point.
what time did we wake up from the dream? Was it still like nighttime, or was it morning time when we woke up?
You guys woke up about an hour or so after you went to sleep initially.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead after waking up from that very strange dream, which for some reason just continues to happen. I'm gonna kind of roll out of bed, look around, see if anyone else is awake.
I mean, I'm still awake sitting next to Kaladin, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and just look at you, point, stay right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab my cot, and I'm gonna just dash my way over there, set my cot down right next to Kaladin and you, and then just go ahead and pat it all down. Okay, now I'm all situated. You can go ahead and turn around if you want, or you can watch. Either way's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and start laying back, and then I'm gonna look over one more time at Kaladin. Does he have any sort of difference, like, in his facial expression, or is he still super, like, tired? Or does he have, like, a...
Tough to see much underneath the bandages, but
Still
go ahead and roll a medicine check.
This guy has to be the reason for the dreams. I want to figure out why. With my very insightful eyes.
Oh yeah, man, that guy's wrapped in
What?
bandages.
You know what? Fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just shuffle back over. There has to be a reason for this. Now I'm gonna go back to bed. But I'm gonna make sure I'm still like right there situated.
Yeah, no, definitely not going to sleep.
Hey, do you mind passing me that real quick? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nice and cozy.
So, yeah, do any of my chips still have light in them, or do I need to pay to get those charged?
You? No, none of your lights.
Can I go get those charged
Oh God, yeah.
before we start our day?
Yes, you are free to do so.
How much does that cost me to charge them?
I spent
how
all
many,
mine.
How many chips do you have total?
Not a whole ton. Let me just double check the exact amount
You
on
have less
here.
than
I have
20,
11.
Yeah, you're fine. Just
It'll cost one regardless. So
Oh, it costs one. All right. Well, I'm gonna
Minimum
spend that one, and then on my way back, when I think nobody's watching, but I'm not very perceptive. When I think nobody is watching, I am gonna say, "Oi, Rogo, what do you make of these?" And I'm gonna hand him the blighted chips.
valuable.
Have you been noticing that this ganja over here in our bunk has been absorbing this light? Do you do the same?
I don't know. Mm,
Would you try?
mm.
And I'm gonna hand him one.
It lays there.
Dang it!
Sorry about that. Dogs were freaking out about shit and had to move laundry.
You're good.
should be happening.
Sorry, don't think it works.
All right, we're gonna figure out more about you and I together.
Imaginary friends, that's cute.
Go ahead and roll a performance check with advantage, Luis.
Luis,
Performance
he
check
easily
with
got so.
advantage. All right. Well, glad I have advantage. Not so glad I have advantage.
Man,
Oh my.
you and Garrick over there just drawing stick figures.
Very good at this whole stick figure thing.
By the way, Garrick, as you were swapping the watches with Taft, you heard him kind of mumble under his breath something about why me. Just a lot of old man whinging. But at the very end, you hear something very interesting. Tell the visitors. I need to.
Tell the what?
Invisitors.
Invisitors?
Visitors. ENVISAGERS.
Tell the visitors?
Invisitors. Congratulations, guys. It's about where we are.
So we're
In
done.
what, 1 out of 12 books?
No. 1 out of currently 4. Probably 5 by the time we're done.
Done
You know
with
what
the
invisitors
intro
are,
part,
Marsh?
or done with
I
the whole?
don't. That's why I'm writing it down, because I have no fucking clue what that word means.
Does Garrick know?
May
No.
I, for meta knowledge, ask a question that I'm just now feeling like is ringing a bell? Isn't Stash loosely based on these books? Is that correct?
Yep.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's why I'm remembering things differently than some things. Things get a little confused. Also, if you remember correctly, Evan, here's one that'll hit you even more at home. You know who else? Exium.
Yes. Yes. There are some things that are.
Lining up a little bit more in your brain now.
Because I
You got,
kept
let me
seeing
guess.
Oathbringer.
Trace
and I'm
asked
like,
you about 4 things that you had to think about specifically at the beginning of this campaign that were very specific, probably.
I don't remember.
Weird
that.
how it's weird how Axiom had certain things he had to learn along his way of becoming what he became.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. In any case, fantastic. Over the next about week and a half, you guys have 2 other bridge runs. The first one's not too bad. You arrive well after the Gem Heart is already out, so it's not too much of a worry. You don't have to even go on the assault. However, the second one, you do end up having to. Could I get a set of athletics checks from everybody?
At the beginning, I'm gonna actually go up to our current captain. Should we try to flip the bridge again if we need to?
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
I think this would result in us dying.
Heard.
Put that one on the counter.
Putting that on the counter.
Cool. Oh. Hey, Luis, could I get a deck save play?
Damn it. Last session, my calf gets hit with an arrow, and I had to bandage it up, and now I'm gonna get hit with something else.
Should have been more athletic.
Okay. You lucky motherfucker. You will take a total of 3 damage. By the way, not healed by long rests.
God, I was gonna ask that because so
How are
my
you
other
looking?
hit points were not healed by long rest either.
How are you doing?
His
Okay,
calf
so
is
if
doing
there
okay.
was a meta knowledge
Why not?
rating by numbers,
Here, Evan,
I would say
in terms of healthy to bloodied, bloodied being at least half of your health is gone, where would you be?
on
Would you
let's rate this on like an imaginary scale of 1 to 12. I
Bloodied is
might
below
be
half.
doing
That's all
I
you gotta
might
tell
be
me.
doing a 5.
Oh dear.
Why aren't you
Okay, so
healing?
you're bloodied. Yeah, you're about the halfway marker, or
I'm
somewhere
lower
in
than
that
halfway.
range.
I'm having a rough time.
It's not a good time. You should go get some medicine. Some broth spread.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get yourself a nice shoulder arrow, just right in the side there.
It wasn't in the
Sucks.
knee. You can still adventure.
Yeah.
That's
You can
buddy.
still
Oh,
adventure.
Grogo, help
Hey,
me.
Luis, you want me to pull that arrow out for you? And I'm gonna walk over and just yank it out.
There are 2 other members,
That disagree with that.
and Zeri. Both of them, unfortunately, do not make it.
No.
They are shot by arrows. They are out.
Are they out or are they dead?
Oh well, they are out, and then they are proceedingly trampled by
Oh my
Alephi
good.
horses.
Which
Oh
which 2
my.
again, so I can cross the names off.
I don't think they're on your list.
Good.
Good.
2 last things I have to cross off my book.
They were already dying.
I'm already concerned about this back page not being enough for the nat 1s and nat 20s. I feel like this is gonna get really, really bad after a bit.
Oh, it's gonna keep going. In any case, Lil, you just asked Mr. Luis if he wants you to pull out the arrow. Luis,
That
do you want
wasn't really a question.
The answer was gonna be no, but since
Yeah,
he
I
just said
walk
he
up
pulled
and
it out
yank it
anyways,
out.
I would like to scream
Wasn't asking, he was
bloody
telling.
murder.
Oh, just
Uh,
Shrek.
I
You'll
hope you
just
don't
see
tell
this-
anybody I scream like a girl.
You'll just see this shiver of pleasure down my spine.
Oh God.
Oh God. Whoops.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
fits.
bye, Jake.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
83,
Holy
baby.
shit.
No, I
That's a low as dick roll.
no, I was fiddling around with. I got new dice for this.
Oh, the new custom dice.
Yeah, I got custom dice, and I decided to get at least the master tier subscription.
I have
Oh,
the
yeah.
master tier, so I can fuck around a lot.
And I got Tasha's Cauldron of Everything
It's fantastic.
because I want to make a stand user in the future with an astral plane monk.
Yep. I
Um,
will send you something fantastic.
Yes.
Luis, how many chips do you have on yourself again?
Well, now 10.
10. Okay. At some point, you as you are watching Lul just yank out this arrow and you're screaming and you go and duck for cover, you suddenly will feel kind of a sharp, almost adrenaline spike through your entire body as you may heal back up 5. All your
You hear
chips are gone, though.
microwave noises?
I was gonna say, yeah. Do I have any idea why?
You got a
You
gift from God. I wouldn't question it.
you look down at your spheres and they are no longer infused.
Oh, you're fucked now,
Do
boy.
I see his wounds healing?
Roll a perception check or a medicine check, whichever you prefer.
I think they're both. Oh no. This
What?
Oh yeah. you look over and you see his wound kind of shining with a very, very soft light as it
What are you demon?
Demon.
Who
He
you
says, holding the
calling
blood arrow.
demon?
Your,
You're scribbly like I am.
your wounds just healed. What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to go back to.
I saw you whispering to yourself yesterday. I know
What?
something. You're not right,
What
man.
I say to Rogo in
You're
my
not
Gotcha.
spare
right.
time is my own business, Goncho.
Who, Rogo? Who is this Rogo you refer?
Oh, he's my Goncho. He's my swirly buddy.
Is that your
Oh,
dick?
Well, then that was not what I expected.
I'm
Could be.
All
You're
right.
I'm
looking
just
at
gonna.
your dick saying Rogo. That's a
He's
valid
over here
question.
writing down how badly he wants to kill one of us. Just he's making the list of how awful things are going to get later in the game.
Who's
I'm
Rogo?
just gonna awkwardly walk away from that comment. Just oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm also reevaluating our Gonjo ship here. Gonjo.
in any case.
Wow. It all comes out, doesn't it?
Weirdo.
Well, when you take advice from your dick, yeah, it's a little
I
weird.
ain't taking it from me cock, Goncho. I'm talking about this swirly man making the buzzing.
Roll a perception check there, Lil. Higher or lower?
Let's go lower.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, so I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, bloody gala.
To me, as you're taking cover from the Parshendi arrows, you have Louis pop next to you, and you do hear a distinct.
You good, bro?
What do you mean?
Are you humming?
Oh no, that's Rogo.
Pardon?
Rogo, he's making all the rudo. Did you hear?
Do I see the spread?
Roll perception check. You do. It's much easier for you, considering your heritage. But yeah, you see a deal in just kind of a strange amalgam of lines that are all kind of swirling towards the center.
At least you
And
see it, and you're not like, what, you wiener, dude?
It's weird because it's pretty big actually. Like all the other spread are tiny. This one's actually like that big. And it kind of blends in.
Why is Rogo humming?
I don't know. He doesn't know. He seems to not know much about who he is. See, that's why I'm gonna help him. I think he's gonna help me. Or at least I hope so. Rogo, what do you think about this, Shayla?
She can see me. Curious.
Right, right. It is. I didn't even know that I was really seeing you. I thought I was bloody pissed the first time I heard you buzzing. But hey, Gancha, you can see him too. What do you know about this fella?
I know that his name is Rogo. Have I ever seen one
Rogo.
like this before? I assume
Rogo.
not.
No. God no.
I know nothing. I've never seen this kind.
Is kind of what? I didn't even know that people could see these shiny, swirly fellas.
Special people can.
All that I must be right special now, aren't I? Give me a full head of steam now, will you?
I'm gonna run away from the arrows now.
You guys are in like an alcove away from
Okay.
the brush and the arrows, so you're good. But in any case, at this point, the battle is largely finished up. At least for your part of it, you're just kind of sitting around watching as cavalry and light infantry are rushing in, fighting the Parshendi.
Do any of them seem like they're fighting with like kata in mind or anything like that?
You're aware that kata,
Yeah.
while there are some practical aspects, they're mostly warm-up exercises, that sort of thing. Most of the time, they're not actually practical.
Fair enough.
Would we be able to
I'm
find
not curious.
uses in a situation being someone more on the civilian side of it?
Sorry, what was that you were
So
looking for?
if we ended up needing to use it, would we be able to find practical uses in a situation that may be less like the people that we're fighting
Less of a
might not be,
war, more of
yeah,
like
it
a
might,
couple of
right,
people.
exactly.
I guess is it more? Would we be able to use kata in a combative sense in a lesser
In like
combative area?
yeah,
Like
in
if it
like
was
a
more of a
street
one-on-one, would
brawl.
kata work?
Sort of. It depends on how fast you are and how experienced. Kata often involves a lot of spinning and kind of twirling motions.
Flourish.
Yeah, a lot of flourish. They look more impressive than they are practical. But they could give you kind of the basics of what you need to do at the very least.
So it's not
So-
worthless, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, no, definitely not worthless. But it's not something that you would just like do in combat and suddenly win.
Damn it!
I was looking for my cheat code.
I was trying to help you.
Cheaters. Just kidding.
Lord. But in any case, you all head back from your bridge run, and another couple days go by. Arcana check, everybody.
Oh, yay!
Is my friend still helping Sil, or did he come back to me?
17 gang. Oh,
That's
wow.
right.
Weirdly enough, after like 2 days, he came back to you.
Dice hate me tonight.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
same.
Not Jade
The
though.
dice hate him.
All right.
My,
Interestingly enough, Raphael, as you guys are out training, you feel a odd connection snap into place with you. Once again, you're through Kaladin's eyes, but this time you're up in a storm and seemingly floating along the winds. You are kind of blowing through section after section as you see just interesting countries. You see a section that appears to be what looks like a massive cavern with these stalagmites that are coming down. Only the stalagmites are entirely made country cities, rather, as there are bridges that connect them. As you continue on further, you find a land that is filled with various golden and red colors. This one more traditionally built. You come upon what looks like a very large palace area, as if being blown with the wind itself, enter into an open window, only to find an individual with a completely bald head and white robes approaching what looks like a large contingent of very dark-skinned individuals. They look a lot like Sigil in your group. As you'll see the assassin in white, presumably the one that killed King Gavilar those years back, approach the Azish Vizier, and after very quickly dispatching of his bodyguards with a single swipe of his blade, sever the soul of the Azish Vizier, causing his eyes to burn out.
Oh.
As he seems to, with the same fluid motion, continue out before going back into the storm. It's at this moment that all of you at the same time will hear an extremely loud voice, as if crackling from a high storm itself, as Kaladin appears to come to head with whatever the high storm is, as a large face seems to stretch out from it. Child of Tanavas, child of honor, child of one long since departed. The oath pact was shattered. Men ride the storms no longer, as you hear thunder crashing in the air all around. The oath pact is broken, child of honor. Odium comes, most dangerous of all the 16. You will now go. As you hear Paladin shout out a question. Wait, why is there so much war? Why must we always fight? As he gets seemingly yanked from the clouds and being shot back to the shattered plains. As you hear a soft rumbling from the background. Odium reigns. As you all kind of come out of what was a split second of kind of leaving consciousness and coming back, you didn't even fall to the ground this time. You all will look over as just 2 weeks later, your tall bridge leader, removed of his bandages, stands in the doorway looking very tired.
Question: would Garrick have any idea who Odium is or what Odium is?
God, no.
Okay, just curious. Not gonna write it in the book.
Don't worry about it. There are at least, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who know the way to that name. It's all good.
Don't die,
Just-
Brandon.
Too late.
He's just standing there, just
Yeah, he is.
top of the ridge.
He is very much, well, not bridge, no, right outside the barrack. You see him kind of leaning on the doorway as he is
gotta help
breathing
him.
very hard.
I immediately gotta help him.
As you all notice this, you're going through your morning training, and suddenly you see Rock stop at the head of the bridge where his commensurate spot is, as the whole group kind of stumbles and almost falls over with the bridge. You hear Moash shout out, "Storms, Horn Eater, what are you doing?" As everybody kind of puts down the bridge and looks over as a very jolly Rock goes over and picks up Kaladin into a very, very tight hug.
We just hear the
Uh,
snap. Just
you,
Christ.
you hear a soft groan. As, yeah. Oh god, I think I have lost my shit. Where is my shit? In any case,
Hopefully in your butt of the toilet.
yes.
Either anything other than those, you're probably having other issues.
Cool. Alrighty. What y'all doing?
I mean, like I said, I'm already immediately running over to help him.
You run over to help him. He is on his side.
I'll trail behind you, but not quite as much in a hurry.
Just gonna be listening.
You see the rest of Bridge 4 crowding around. Very much so, whooping and hollering. As Teft in the background seems to be kind of just giving off a small, knowing smile.
Where's Gaz?
Gaz is currently not here.
Good fucking.
Jeez.
Surprised this guy isn't dead. Pretty big fall.
Wow, my shit got way fucked up. Goddamn.
Or you just skipped a bunch of shit because we're so good
You
at
lurking?
this.
Say hi.
Okay, there we go.
You should say hi. I can see Caleb.
Caleb.
Oh, we see him.
Oh, Caleb.
Caleb, is it weird to be able to look behind you and realize you can see my face, not looking at my face, but actually through my face other than change the camera? It's
There's
weird.
so
doing
much
it.
coverage.
Yeah, man. We've got multiple
Caleb,
angles
do
of
you
this
want this
apartment, this
quesadilla
one
because
and that
Archie's
one.
trying to snag it?
The first words you hear from Kaladin are, "You really need to practice what to do if one of you trips or stumbles in the front. When Moash stopped so abruptly, you almost all fell over. Would have been a disaster on the field."
Yeah, I've had a few slip ups myself.
And Joe.
Kaladin seems to notice Teft in the background, kind of not joining. "Teft, you all right?" Hear Teft snort. "I just figured those lads don't bathe often enough for me to want to get close enough for a hug. No offense. I understand, considering my last bath had been a high storm." There's some soft chuckling around. You see Kaladin's eyes kind of scanning the crowd. "How long?"
It's like, what, 2 weeks, right?
About that.
2 weeks.
Fortnite.
It's Fortnite.
It's
2 weeks.
impossible. My wounds. Is why we're so surprised to see you up and walking. You must have bones like granite. It is my name you should be having. You see Kaladin kind of lean back against the wall as he looks around just to make sure that nobody is correcting Garrick.
To be fair, I was first watch every night for 2 weeks, so
You
All volunteers first watch.
you see him counting through as he recites the 2 members of Bridge 4 who were lost.
Last run.
You see his face immediately sour. In any case, you'll see him kind of wave you all back to training as he kind of leans back against the wall and slumps down, just kind of looking out, seemingly very contemplative.
I would like to walk up to Kaladin.
Luis, hey, how you doing?
Oh, oi, Goncho. So, I know you're HR around here. I was wondering, you seem to be a right knowledgeable mate over here. I had this phrase that's been stuck in my head. I wonder if you've heard it before. It caused this mate of mine, Rogo, to appear. Start talking to me.
He,
Definitely don't sound crazy.
he looks at you expectantly for the phrase.
So, life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination.
You see kind of a shudder go through Kaladin. Those are familiar somehow. Can't say I know too much about them though. I know them, but I just don't remember why.
Word struck me while you were taking your long nap, and even stranger, I've been having weird dreams, and you've been in some of them.
That has seemingly been a bit of a pattern for all of us. Had some weird dreams myself.
Oh God.
Is
Yours about the same
still
as
over
ours
there?
there, Goncho.
Are you still over there?
Not always. I don't think, at least.
Well, I'm not the brightest chip in the purse, if you know what I'm saying, but I'm no dullard either. Maybe we can put our heads together, figure this out.
As you propose your partnership of figuring out what's going on, you will hear 2 mournful bleats of a horn carry across the yard. You all were on duty.
Yep.
Oh,
Figures. We're on duty? Yeah. Line up. You know what to do. Let's show Captain Kaladin that we have not forgotten how to do this. Captain Kaladin? Sure, Goncho. They tried to make Rockbridge leader sure, but then we just decided to call you captain instead and cut him squad leader. Made guys angry. You see
we
Lopin
know
smile.
you're true HR around here.
You see Kaladin just nod as you all form up around your bridge. You see Kaladin mournfully walk over. And looks like he is going to try to get dressed in a bridge run outfit. And you see Rock just stare down Kaladin. And what is this thing you believe you are doing? I'm joining you. And what would you tell one of the men if they had just gotten up from a week with the fevers? You see a response die on Kaladin's tongue as he shook his head. You're right. You can help me and Mooley carry the water gun show. We're a team now, going every run. All right. You
Cousin
see
could
Rock.
use a hand.
You,
Oh.
The dad jokes are undefeated.
you'll see Lopin kind of pull up a small section of his pants and draw in a little tick mark. Well, it's only the 43rd time I've heard it. Good job, Goncho.
I know. You and I are gonna have a right piece up when we get out of here, cousin. Turn to the homeland. Have ourselves a nice truck.
It's at this point that you see Rock looking very disapprovingly at Kaladin. If I'm feeling too weak at the end of the permanent bridges, I'll go back. I promise. Fine. As you all will start marching your way out for another bridge run.
Yay.
Bridge run. Bridge run.
I love the potential of death.
Athletics.
While you do that, I'm going to grab some water.
While he does that, I'm going to grab a drink.
You have got
17 gang.
What
17
is
gang.
wrong
17
today?
gang again. Yeah, same thing.
What did I do to deserve
I think it's a
so
lot of the
many
same
low
almost
rolls?
rolls. Like same-ish.
I wanted my 2 were switched around, but it's fine.
Oh God, so many 1s and 2s.
See, the trick about bridge runs is not being Luis.
That is quickly becoming the trick. I'm guessing dex save.
Yes, please.
It's okay. Your
I've
Goncho is
been
missing
through
a
this
hand,
before.
so you'll probably
Oh,
match it with
thank
missing a foot.
God.
So you
Be a
take half
pair.
damage, which still ends up being 3 total.
Do I need a deck save as well? Because
Oh, God, yeah.
Okie dokie.
You could say I'm getting close to bloodied again.
Ooh. Ooh. What's your total health?
11.
Okay. You take 7 damage
Ooh.
as you get 2 arrows just piercing right through your arm and 1 through your right through the foot.
I'm gonna wink at Lol and be like, "Let me help you with this one, Goncho," and pull both of them right out. Just rip.
You'll see that same shiver of pleasure go right down my spine.
And you will then proceed to see Kaladin freaking the fuck out and running up to help you. As you pull out 2 arrows from somebody. The worst thing you could do.
Win.
You're a duo for sure. Shenanigans every time.
Do it again.
I'm letting you know, Cam, for you, I'm using one of my birthday rerolls because I just rolled a natural 1.
Oh, you have you have mine, I think.
You're welcome.
Because I lost that
I
bet.
appreciate you.
Somebody has mine.
Oh yeah. Luckily, the second one was a natural 19, and he has a plus 10. You get your shit fixed.
Ooh, man.
Damn.
I like the
Immediately,
finger point though, like.
I'm sorry, I didn't do anything wrong here. It was Luis. He's the one who pulled them out, not me.
You hear Kaladin give you all a PSA. Don't take out any storming arrows unless I tell you to do it.
What about where did
No.
the arrow hit me? Like this is a meta question.
You got your dex save, so it glanced off your fucking rib.
Sweet.
Which hurts because it's still pretty much broken, but you function. In any case, how many chips do you have on you? It's been 2 weeks, so you have an extra 10. So
Oh, okay then.
heal back up.
Oh,
All your chips are done again, though.
All my chips are.
So how
dull
many
again,
chips have we
but
gotten today?
You got 10 total for 2 weeks of work.
I'm gonna get mine renewed, and then I'm gonna continue using mine. Is Kaladin fully healed?
Fully? No. Mostly, yeah.
I'm gonna see if this helps him still. I'm gonna still come by and keep giving him some of the Stormlight from him.
I
Uh,
haven't tracked my chips at all so far. How many are you supposed to have at this point if you haven't
I
spent
have 33, but that's because I've also spent, I think, 3 or 4.
35 if you haven't spent any.
35, and it's all Electrum, right?
yeah.
I actually have.
That we're using to track it.
Yep. You find that Kaladin is much less receptive to Stormlight when he is not unconscious.
Good to know.
But in any case, as everything is sorted away, Lowell, you're going to need to stay off that foot for a while. He will try to keep it clean as possible, and he'll probably have you, him and Lopin help you back to the camp.
How much did I heal for?
All of it.
All of it?
All of it.
Yay!
Your shit's all done, but all of it. In any case, after everything is dealt with, you'll see Kaladin standing at the precipice of the chasm, looking out at the battle, his hands clasped behind his back and sandaled toes, basically at the very edge of the cliff as he stands in parade rest. He appears to be largely focusing on kind of overall tactics now, from what you could tell. He's looking at the movement of the armies, the whole battle, and the strategy.
Can I approach him again?
Oh, sure.
So, what do you make of our current situation?
Oh, this was a bad battle. It's close. Usually, when one side is winning overwhelmingly, you lose fewer men. You know, one side gains the upper hand, the other side retreats. But these close battles, they're brutal and blood-soaked things. You watch as many fights start breaking out. Spearmen, dark-eyed spearmen, pushing further into the Parshindi lines. It's funny. Back when I was first a recruit in the army, my commander was shocked at how easily I dealt with seeing blood. Funny part is that my dad would have been shocked at how easily I spilled it. You see him just shake his head and kind of keep looking out at the battle.
So, what brought you into the service?
Went in to protect my brother.
I can have a respect for that.
You see him just kind of nodding. Painful memory seeming to be replaying in his head.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to him?
They put him out front because he was untrained and couldn't take an arrow instead of a man who was trained. He was 14.
It's a bit young. I myself lost my brother to a different sort of a war on some vermin back home. I'm sure you've heard of the White Spines. You seem like a traveled man.
Their my hometown was in Hearthstone, up in North Alethkar, close enough to Herdaz that we get them coming down into our lands. Our local lord he went out with his son hunting white spines one day. He got dragged back by their attendants straight to my father. He was a surgeon. Just prickled spikes of just ivory shafts coating his entire right side of his son's body. My father and I worked on that boy for hours and hours and hours, but couldn't save him in the end.
Yeah, the one that got my brother is still out there. And when I get out of here, he's gonna be mine. He's gonna be a trophy that I'll bring back to the rest of my cousins. And I won't rest until that happens. That's why we need to get out of here. And you're the man who's gonna lead us.
You see him still kind of deep in his memories. Come to think of it, I think that's the moment that caused my brother to die, that white spine attack. The local lord, he got hit too. His leg just destroyed. Still walks with a limp today, I'm sure. But my father, he eventually stopped operating on the boy because he couldn't save him. And in retribution, he sent my brother to war, conscripted him.
Because this is on the border of my home country, would I have heard about this story? Or is this before my time?
This story in particular, unlikely. However, the name Hearthstone might ring a bell. Roll history check.
Some Hearthstone.
Oh, got you.
Oh,
So Hearthstone is one of the northern farming regions of Sadius's kingdom, or princedom rather. Inside there's a figure who is ruling that specific area, basically one step beneath a high prince. His name is Amaram. At least that's his last name.
Amaram.
He is largely known for his honor, his fair treatment of his soldiers, and producing a generally well-running army. In any case, though, it's at this point that you see Rock walk up beside Kaladin and fold his arms. Is bad battle. The soldiers will not be happy whether they win or lose. Why do they fight, Rock? For money and for vengeance. You should know this thing. Is it not your king the Parshendi killed? Oh, I understand why we fight. But the Parshendi, why do they fight? You see a grin kind of pass Rock's lips. Is because they don't very much like the idea of being beheaded for killing your king, I should think. Very unaccommodating of them. You see Kaladin kind of smile and then kind of a pained look across his face. Perhaps. But then why do they fight over the gem hearts? Their numbers are dwindling because of skirmishes like these. You know this thing? They raid less frequently than they used to. People talk about it in camp. They don't strike as close to the Alethi side as they used to. It seems logical. Perhaps we will win this fight and be going home. No, you hear the soft voice of Sigil say. He has kind of a very formal way of speaking, barely a hint of any sort of accent. I doubt that, and I could tell you why they fight Kaladin. Really? They must have soul casters. They need the gemstones for the same reason we do, to make food. Sounds reasonable. Just conjecture, but a reasonable one. Let me ask something else then. Why can't bridgemen carry shields? And he proposes this to basically the entire and Bridge 4.
The
First, what I
beard
noticed.
will rise up.
You would. You would indeed. Are you willing to espouse the reason?
I will.
The reason why bridgemen aren't allowed to carry shields is because you guys are easy targets. You collect every time that a shield or any sort of protection is put on the bridges for the bridgemen themselves, the Parshenni then start aiming towards the Alethi archers instead.
Because we're easier to hit, basically.
You get the Parshenni get a better sense of satisfaction from taking down a bridge crew or two than they would going for the archers. So you guys are essentially
If they can't
sacrifices.
target the bridge crew, then they might as well just go for the thing that's shooting back at them.
Yep.
I'll kind of pipe up. It's because we're the cannon fodder.
I love that.
If we carry shields, then we're not as easy targets as our archers. Without the shields, well, what's easier to kill? Defenseless bridgemen or archers in the back?
I feel like it'd probably be a little difficult to carry a shield while we're also carrying the bridge, though.
You can have somebody run out in front. But know that you see Galadin just kind of almost shrink in on himself mentally as he seems to think over the implications of that. Specifically, the words that were spoken to him by Gaz. Bridgemen aren't supposed to survive.
I'll even repeat it back to him, and I'll just look at him. As they say, bridgemen are not supposed to survive.
With that, Kaladin doesn't exactly seem too keen for.
I'm not like happy
Conversation.
about it or anything like
Oh, yeah,
that.
no.
I'm very much like this is awful, and I admit that I know it's awful, but like it's also the way it is, unfortunately.
But yeah, in any case, conversation kind of peters out after that. And a few hours later, when you're all back in camp, you see Kaladin just sat on a chunk of wood besides Bridge 4, just nightly fire. To me, you see Syl is sat on his knee, having taken the form of a small translucent blue-white flame. Yeah. If you have any particular conversations that you want to get done, now is the time.
Off to my corner to draw.
Question.
Performance check. Let's see if you're getting better.
Let's see if I'm getting better.
Are we able to see the ones that popped up next to us, the little small sprint?
You could see yours, yes. So you see your golden one constantly, but you don't see anybody else's. Only Toomey does. Garrick,
Get-
you are simultaneously slightly better and slightly worse.
Yep. It's the dirt's a little bit drier today. It's not sticking. Not making good drawings of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and write that phrase that's been stuck in my head. I'm gonna write that in the dirt.
Cool. It's at this point as Rock is kind of spooning the soup and just kind of churning it a bit. That you'll see the figure of Maps, who you figured out is called that because he claims to have a birthmark that looks exactly like a Lethi or a Lethkar on the side of his chest, right next to his heart. Some of you see it, some of you don't. But in any case, you'll hear him kind of clear his throat. It's a good night, a special night, and all. We've got our bridge leader back. You hear some clapping. We've got good food coming. It is coming, isn't it, Rock? It is coming. You're sure about that? We go into the bridge run and give you some extra time. 5 or 6 more hours. You see Rock look up at him, give him a very, very stern, fierce look. You hear
Okay.
Maps chuckle. You will then see Maps produce something from behind his shirt and chuck it at the the big horn eater. As he opens a small box, you all will see what looks like a razor, a straight razor, and then what looks like a sharpening stone. It's from some of the guys. We know how hard you work for us, and we just wanted to say thank you. It's at this point that you that Maps sits back down, and you'll see Rock look up, just say, "Who are sick fools is beautiful," and then proceed to almost get teary-eyed as he says, "The stew is ready," and then he runs off into the barracks.
Oh,
You'll see Dunny step up and start to slowly dole out the stew as you see Maps go up to Kaladin. "Sorry we didn't get you nothing, sir. We didn't know when you'd be awake and all. It's all right." About 5 minutes later, you'll see the large horn eater run out excitedly as finally his full red beard and long red hair has its commensurate shave right down the middle and of both his hair and his chin. "I feel like a new man. You have brought me back to life," as he lifts up Maps. "One day I shall take you back to the Pinks, and you shall all be my family." You see Kaladin go off to talk to Sigzil for a bit. And it's at this point that Rock starts offering shaves for anybody who wants them.
Woo!
how long
I'll
is that
take
right now?
one.
How long is your hair?
Yeah.
It's gotten a bit past your shoulder length, so it's probably about high mid back.
What about any facial hair?
Yeah, I mean, most of you have a decent amount of facial hair, minus to
Oh,
me.
I'll go get my face all nice and prim and proper.
All right.
I'll leave the hair though in the back.
How much of a beard have I grown?
It's a bit longer than in your portrait. It's pretty messy.
Is it
Like,
covering my neck yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Neck
Throughout the
beard.
night, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the bandages and clean up my neck again, and I'll go ahead and leave them off. That way, the beard can just kind of cover it instead.
Okie dokie.
I love beards.
I mean, his character token is basically you, Brandon.
I know. It's awesome.
No, the one next to me is me. Is
Maps. Yeah.
Maps. Maps is
Mixing
Brandon.
the two. Yeah.
Maps, 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 maps.
You all will see good old Raphael get shaved, and you're like, "Holy shit, that jawline!" Oh my god.
I gotta keep myself pretty sometimes.
You'll see Sigzil go up and get a nice shaving. Mr. Lowell, do you want your head shaved again? Okay, you get your head shaved.
I feel refreshed.
I would
Oh,
like to approach. Oh, Jesus Christ! I just forgot his name.
You're gonna approach Jesus Christ?
Jason Bourne.
That's crazy.
Kaladin.
Yes.
It's,
Eleanor?
it's an honor to have you back, sir. We were very worried there for a moment.
Yeah. It's I'm glad I'm okay for
All of us are.
being able to take care of the wounded and such.
It's honestly incredibly impressive. But it's come to my attention that we can't let anything like this happen again. We thought we were going to lose you there. And at first I thought we could go ahead and just get through our 100 runs and get out of here, or at least, as the rumors say. But we need to find a way out of here. Do you have any ideas?
You see him consider for a long moment.
Can I be in the background trying to listen?
Sure, roll a perception check.
God damn it, I suck at this stuff.
Oh yeah, you catch bits and pieces.
Because I was trying to help. I want to know.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could just join.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Not like hidden.
Just gonna like be kind of right behind you, but just like not say anything.
You'll
Barrett's
see
over here
Kaladin.
agrees.
You'll see Kaladin.
Put my
kinda look
eyebrows
up at-
over you.
You'll see Kaladin consider for a few moments, kind of shake his head slightly, and give me time to think. I'm just still tired. I think. I don't know.
Of course.
did
Of course, you've gone through so much. I don't want to overwhelm you.
I'll get back to you though. I promise.
Thank you, and rest well.
I'm gonna slowly move my cot back where it was.
Okay.
But like complete just eye contact the entire time. Got my eye on him. Something about him. I don't
Uh,
share my dreams with anyone.
all right. You all find our way to sleep. It is a peaceful sleep. There are no visions this time around. Some of you are significantly more cleaned up than prior. Some of you are appreciating how scruffy you are. But you all are filled with good stew and good tidings as your bridge leader has returned. Up until the next day when you see Kaladin talking to Gaz. As he comes back, he seems pissed the fuck off. As he announces the new brightness for the bridge crews has mandated that Bridge 4 be on chasm duty every single day. You just kind of hear a slightly defeated sigh as he walks over and begins training, waiting for afternoon chasm duty.
Chasm duty? Or is that the one where we go in and like find stuff off of the bodies?
Yeah, that's where you go down into the very dark, damp chasms and try to pick off valuables from rotting corpses. And then once you come back up, you are subject to a cavity search. Altogether not pleasant.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we find some lube down there.
Not my bum.
Not your bum bum. Yeah, alrighty. That is where we're going to go ahead and leave session. With you guys making your way down in for chasm duty.
Chasm duty.
Chasm!
I'm just saying. Yeah, you need to survive bridge duty by not being me.
Yeah,